Psychological factors affecting people in exercise environments. So benefits and barriers. There are benefits and barriers that prevent people from exercising or make people want to start exercising. So benefits may be it relieves stress, exercise is enjoyable, weight loss, social interaction as you might join a club or something like that. The challenge of losing weight, or if you set yourself a target you want to achieve that is a challenge for you. And fundraising, so raising money for something that may affect you or your family. Barriers may be injury, so you can't perform in exercise as you're injured. Finance, not have enough money to join a gym as they are quite expensive, and rugby teams and football teams are expensive to join. Work may prevent you from things like exercise as you don't have enough time. And self-esteem and confidence, you might just not be confident enough to join a gym and exercise in front of others. And this could be linked with a bad previous experience, so you may have had a bad PE teacher or something at school which just put you off exercising. So scenario 1. So in scenario 1 we look at the trans-theoretical model of behavioural change. There are 5 stages to this: pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action and maintenance. So pre-contemplation, this is when you haven't really considered doing anything or making a change in your lifestyle. You've got no intention to change or haven't really thought about it at all. So contemplation, so this is when you're getting ready to make a change, so you'll have thought about it and be really considering it now. You may well have decided what you're going to change, but you haven't yet started preparing for it. So preparation, this is when you're ready and you are making the change. So you may be training towards it or planning how you change it, but you are now started. And then the action, this is when the change has been initiated. So in the preparation phase you may have been just doing little bits of exercise, but now you'll be full on doing what you contemplated doing. So maybe running or cycling or playing football week in, week out or something like that. And then maintenance, so this is just sticking to the change. So this would just be keeping it up and making sure you stick to it really. So Paul is a 38-year-old businessman. Paul ran his first marathon last year. It took a year's training previous to that to prepare for it. Paul decided to start running 2 years ago. When Paul was 25, he said that he could never see himself running as it's boring. Now he's starting to suffer from injuries such as shin splints. Paul is now recovering and can never see himself doing a marathon again. So we can link this to the trans-theoretical model. So Paul ran his first marathon last year. It took a year's training previous to that to prepare for it. So when he's taken a year to prepare for it, and that is the preparation stage. So he's not actually making the change, but he's preparing himself for it. You also have the contemplation. So when 2 years ago, when Paul decided he wanted to run, there's the contemplation stage, as that was when he knew he needed to make a change and was getting ready to make it. When Paul was 25, he said he could never see himself running as it's boring. This is pre-contemplation, as he hasn't considered even doing it. He doesn't like it or think it's good at this stage. But then later on in his life, he ends up running a marathon. So Paul is now recovering and can never see himself doing a marathon again. So he's back to pre-contemplation. So this is a big aspect of the trans-theoretical model, as you can go back stages. So he was at the maintenance after he'd done his marathon and then he was starting to run again. But then he got injured, which is set him back to pre-contemplation, as he can't see himself doing it again. Okay, so scenario 2, this is the health belief model. So the health belief model has 4 aspects to it. There's perceived threats, benefits and barriers, cues to action, and self-efficacy. So a threat is something that could affect you or could harm you in any way. So it all depends on how you perceive the susceptibility to this. So how it links the individual to risk or affect them. You also depends on your perceived severity. So if it has a serious consequence, then you won't want to do it. It will really put you off. And a very powerful factor is that if it's personal, then it has a bigger severity. So benefits and barriers. Benefits will persuade you to exercise more, and barriers will put you off. So perceived barriers, this can reduce your willingness to change, whereas perceived benefits will make you more willing to change. Ways to prevent barriers from stopping you from exercising would be to reassure that barriers are easily overcome. So cues to action. So the internal factors, these will promote change. So if you think that you really want to change your body, you want to lose weight, then this will promote change as you want to change your body and how it looks. Then you have external factors. These motivate behavior change. So one of these might be if your partner wants you to lose weight and is advising you to, this might motivate you to change your weight. But you have to remember that these strategies are individual, so an external factor that will motivate me may well not motivate you, and vice versa. So self-efficacy. This is a specific confidence of how a person feels about changing. So if they feel they really want to lose weight, then they will be more motivated to do so, whereas if they feel they do not need to lose weight, they will not feel motivated to do so. A good way of using self-efficacy is target setting, as setting a target will motivate someone to achieve that goal, and then that will increase confidence. Okay, so our scenario, Mark. Mark is a 40-year-old man who loves watching the football. Mark is a season ticket holder and goes to the football with his mates. When Mark is at the football, he likes a few pints and a cigarette. Mark played football when he was a child and loved it. Mark would like to get back into football, however he feels watching the football and getting drunk with his mates is more important. So, Mark's perceived threat in this is that by exercising more, he loses out on watching the football with his friends. This is a perceived threat as Mark obviously enjoys going to the football with his friends and has more fun doing that than actually playing football. However, I think Mark would benefit from playing football. So there are ways around this. If he could share his season ticket with a friend and just go to every other match, then he can play football and watch the football every now and again. So he would cut down on drinking and smoking, which would help his lifestyle a lot. So obviously the benefits are that it cut down on drinking and smoking, it increases lifestyle and his health. But the barriers are that he wouldn't be able to go to football as much, and he wouldn't go with his friends because there's a bad influence on him, and if he smokes songs with them and drinks songs with them. Cues to action. So internal factors promote change. This is that Mark would like to get back into football because he did really enjoy it when he was a child. So that's an internal factor to promote change. External factors to motivate behaviour. They are not really there because his friends do smoke and they do drink a lot when they're at the football, so they're not really motivating him to change. But maybe watching the football will make him want to play football, which may be external factors that motivate him to change. So self-efficacy. Mark's confident that he wants to play football, and he does want to change, but his friends sort of prevent him from doing so. Maybe target setting would help Mark, as he could set a target to go to every other football match, and then play football when he's not there, which would help him to cut down the smoking and drinking. Okay. So scenario 3. This looks at theories of planned behaviour. There's 3 aspects to this. So behaviour, attitudes, subjective norms, and perceived behaviour control. So behaviour, attitudes, this is sort of how a person thinks or feels about their behaviour. So they have effective attitudes, where they believe the behaviour is enjoyable and it's good, and you have ineffective attitudes where you believe the behaviour is bad for you, but you still do it. It can be harmful. As an effective attitude, you may have an effective attitude on something that is actually bad for you, which will therefore harm you. Then subjective norms, so you have injunctive norms, which encourage behaviour. So these are good behaviour traits like exercise, which would be a normal thing to do. And then you have descriptive norms. This is where others do the same. So your friends may help you out by doing the same thing as you to help you get into exercise and lose weight. So perceived behaviour control. So this is how you feel, like if you can make a change or if you can't. This would help with motivation as well. So an example of this is if you feel you can't stop smoking because you are addicted, then that's a perceived behaviour control that you can't do it. Okay, so Charlie. Charlie is a 27-year-old female who works as a hairdresser. Charlie smokes 15 cigarettes a day. Charlie wants to stop smoking, but she does enjoy it. All of Charlie's friends smoke. What Charlie doesn't know is that they all want to stop smoking as well. Charlie feels she can stop smoking, but struggles when she's with her friends. Charlie used to be a county cross or country runner. However, she dropped out as she found she was always out of breath. Charlie would like to get back into running, but feels smoking is preventing her from doing so. So, her behaviour attitude. So, Charlie realises that it's bad for her, as she does want to stop, but then she also has an effective attitude on it, as she believes smoking to be enjoyable and she does enjoy it, but it's very harmful for you smoking, so this is a bad way to look at smoking. But as I did say, she does want to stop, which is good. So subjective norms, it's obviously a normal thing in her group for her friends to all smoke, so it's not really encouraged, but obviously they all do it, so they sort of think of it as not a very big thing. Descriptive norms, so obviously the others all smoke, but they do want to stop smoking, so if Charlie was to put forward the idea of them all stopping smoking, then I think it would be very effective as they're all doing the same. Maybe they set up a little competition, which would mean that they do stop smoking quicker. So perceived behaviour control. So Charlie feels that she is being stopped from getting back into running because of her smoking. So if she was to stop, then Charlie would obviously want to get back into running. So I think stopping is very important for Charlie, so then she can get back into her running. And obviously smoking is very bad for you. But the fact that she looks at it as it's preventing her is bad, but she can turn that around and quit smoking and then feel that she can start with running again. So that is psychological factors affecting people in exercise environments. Thank you.